Okay, excellent. Justin, we'll go to you now talking about Galway and the day 2. What would be your best bets on the card?
Okay, well, I'll run through a few races for you if you like.
That would be lovely.
Okay, well, the first race is a 25 grand novice hurdle, which is not a bad sort of race to start with. Interesting race. Houses of Parliament is probably going to be the one that'll attract most attention here. As you know, he was third in the Ledger last year to Harbour Law. So far over hurdles hasn't really gone for him. He ran actually pretty well the first day at Leopardstown at Christmas when he didn't really jump particularly well. Finished second to a good yardstick of Willie Mullins called Mary DeVee. But he's got another one of Willie's to take on here, and I think he might come up stuck against a lawman filly called, imaginatively enough, Law Girl. Down there at the bottom, number 6. I thought it was impressive when beating a subsequent winner of Jessica Harrington called the Birdie Crow in a maiden hurdle at Roscommon. I think there could be plenty more to come from her. She gets all the allowances. I think she could win that opening novice hurdle at 5:20. Go then to the 6:25, which is a 2-year-old fillies maiden. Interesting race here. Ballydoyle and Jim Bulger are well represented here. One I think will run a big race though at an each way price is a filly of Joe Murphy's, who's a stable that's was hitting the crossbar for a long time, but they'll come into form very much so in the last few weeks. And this is a filly called Shekiba, an Arcano filly, a very eye-catching first time up in a 6-furlong Curragh maiden, won by a Bulger filly called Dawn Delivers. I think plenty of winners are going to come out of that particular maiden. She probably won't. She may not win tomorrow night because a couple of good Ballydoyle ones in there against her, but I think she'll get into 3 at probably quite a good price. In the 7:05, I think probably the best bet of the night runs in the 7:05, which is another maiden, the 3-year-olds and upwards maiden, and this is a Jim Bulger trained filly, an intense focus filly called Dokasuk, number 10. Didn't get much luck in running, but ran a really eye-catching race first time up. There's only her second one. First time up in a 9-furlong maiden at Goran last month, won by a pretty useful sort in 2 for Tea, or potentially pretty useful sort in 2 for Tea. I think she could take a lot of beating in that. There's a lot of, I think there's a fair bit of dead wood in that race. I think she could be good enough to beat them all. And the big race, of course, is the Colm Quinn BMW Mile. It's 100 grand race, 120 grand race at 7:40. Always an ultra competitive handicap, but maybe a couple of you might be able to tell me what's happened to Barrowees this season, Brian Ellison's, because this horse has a particularly good record at Galway. He was second in the race 2 years ago when he should have won. Was an honest 5th in the race last year. Now he's I just looked at, if you look at his form going into the last 2 years, he wasn't pulling up any trees going into Galway in either of those 2 years either. But he's dropped down to a rating. He's dropped down now to a mark of 94. Sean Davis is a pretty decent £7 claimer, dropping it back to 87. I mean, if he's anything like the form he was 2 years ago, he's going to take a fair bit of beating there off that sort of mark. He's drawn 11, which is a pretty decent draw around Galway for a hold-up horse. And unless I'm missing something this season with this fellow, he could well be thrown in. And that is my verdict on Galway Tuesday night.
That's absolutely fantastic. Just on Barrowees quickly, I think I read a piece yesterday actually, and Brian Ellison said, things just haven't gone right for him. He always runs well at this meeting, like you said, but the draw wasn't kind to him last year. But as you've alluded to, it's much kinder this year. So hopefully he'll be able to sneak into the places again. Now we're going to go to our Tuesday nap.
This will not be beaten.
Right, what will not be beaten, Nick Watts?
I'll go for a Marvelous. I can't remember what time it's running. It's in one of the later races at Goodwood tomorrow, trained by Rafe Beckett. I think she'll go very well.
Excellent. I'll just go and try and get that up for you. Justin, what's your Tuesday nap?
I'll go for Seahenge in the 225 at Goodwood.
There you go. Which one?
And the Galway one is Dokasuk in the 705. So 2 for the price of 1.
Thank you very much. That's the 5:15 at Goodwood. You said for a Marvelous, yeah. And Binners, anything that you're particularly looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Marcus Tregoning's Al Rahal in the 4:10, 6 furlong, 2-year-old maiden.